All right. Errol Spence Jr.'s eye injury has been dominating the news, the boxing news. Now, I've heard plenty of theories from every side, all the pros, all the cons. And I've said on a couple of videos the fight wouldn't happen. And it would be a pullout on Spence Jr.'s side. I didn't make a big deal about it. I just said it. My gut told me it wouldn't happen. And I don't think the Fury Wilder 3 happens either. Just throwing that one out there too. Once again, mentioned that in a prior video. I also made a couple of videos 2 years ago and said the Crawford versus Spence Jr. fight won't happen. My prediction was once Spence's back was against the wall, he'd say he couldn't make the weight anymore and that he was going to move to 154. Then I said, Crawford should say, even though I'm a little light in the ass at 147, I'll move up to 154 and follow you. Now that would be good theater. Don't think it's going to happen, but um, I'm still confident about Spence saying, I can't make the weight anymore. I need to move up. Right when his back is against the wall to fight Crawford, because he clearly doesn't want that fight. Um, so Manny fights your Dennis Ugas. And it'll be interesting to see how much coverage Spence gets during the card. Because it's kind of like a premiere thing, right? And he's one of their top guys. I have some questions though, some things that puzzle me, and so let's just run down. Let's run it down. Has anybody checked Maidana's eye? Okay, apparently he has the same injury as Spence. Just wonder. Seems kind of weird how that happened, right? Pro- uh, I think a day apart or something like that. It just sounds a bit suspect. Just just a bit. So here's some speculation questions I have. Who made the decision for Ugas and Pacquiao to fight for the title? And how does Jamal James feel about that? Since Jamal is the regular champion and Pacquiao is the champion in recess, now that Manny's back, shouldn't he be reinstated as the champion? Just some food for thought. And Errol Spence Jr. gets the winner. Again, how does Jamal James feel about that? And what if Manny wins and he's ready to fight again and Spence Jr. isn't quite healed up? Um, I, I mean, will the sanctioning bodies make him wait on Spence? What? Just some questions moving forward. Let's talk about what makes people suspicious because I've heard a lot of opinion. Uh, because Spence has the brothers criticizing him. The brothers, not the PBC loving brothers. I mean, they're loyal to the brand. I have no problem with that. Brand loyalty. But I'm talking about YouTube channels that aren't. The brothers. The brothers, man. I mean, guys who have supported him up to this point, and they're saying it's not strap season. It's duck season, baby. So I don't know. The brothers saying duck season. Here's some thoughts on why people are skeptical, and maybe some of these thoughts are shared by me. Timing. Let's talk about the timing. What was it, like 10 days before the fight when we got this announcement? These things always seem to occur late. Like after people pre-buy the pay-per-view, after people book their flights, after people book their hotels, and then it just always seems to be late in the game and not something that's caught early or something that occurs early, I'll say. Um, Also, another thought, Spence got lumped up in sparring, according to the video that was released, and also according to reports outside of the video. Okay, more on that in a second. Okay, I'll cover that in a second. The thing for me, one of my reasons to be a skeptic is sensationalism. I had three doctors, and they all agreed I had this injury and couldn't fight. Three doctors. Okay, so was it a team of doctors in the same room that just all came to an agreement, or were these three separate? Like, were these doctors separate from each other? Just, and to me, when people sensationalize things, I become suspicious. Three whole doctors, huh? It's like Errol Spence Jr., and I'll give you another example in a minute. Errol Spence Jr. is trying too hard to prove his story true. So let's try to connect the dots. There was this sparring video that was leaked, okay? And it just so happened to show someone getting the best of Spence. Just so happened. So who leaked the video? And did they leak it at exactly the right time? Was this video a prelude to Spence backing out of the fight? See, I'm suspicious of the timing of the video. I'm suspicious of the timing of the injury announcement. Now, Ugas is alleged to have had some left-handed sparring partners in his camp, and I'm talking before the injury to Spence. So Fabian Maidana is orthodox, not southpaw. So then he gets named as a replacement because Maidana has the same injury as Spence. That easy, huh? Hmm. It seems like Manny was training for Spence and Ugas was training for Manny. That's what it seems like. Now, everything I've said so far, look, I'm not saying there's not a real injury. I'm not saying any of that. It's just some things cause questions because a lot of boxing fans that come to various channels, they a little smarter than, a little more intelligent than you give them credit for sometimes. The brothers, they're turning on Spence, man. The brothers. So then Spence gets the winner of Pacquiao Maidana. That easy, huh? I ask again, what if the winner wants to fight again and Spence Jr. isn't fully healed and ready to fight? Will the sanctioning bodies make them wait on Spence? Here's another problem I have. Errol Spence once again tried too hard to prove his story true. How'd he do it this time? This time by posting a picture. He posted a picture with his eye patched up, right? And then on top of that, the online picture now has Eye Institute of Texas below them. or below it, the picture. So, I mean, like, what's that supposed to do? Prove that you went there for your eye? I mean, so there's this doctor on YouTube, and he does videos discussing injuries to boxers. He may do other sports too, but the two or so I saw, maybe three, he's he talks about an injury that happened to boxers. And he does a good job because he always explains the nature of the injury and what it means or what it could mean. Um, so he did one on Spence. So some people ask, well, why doesn't Errol just show his medical forms or his x-rays? Now, I disagree with the doctor on YouTube. Okay. He said it's ludicrous for Errol Spence Jr. to have to show his medical records online. And I agree with him. I agree with that part. He's right. It is ludicrous. You don't have to do that. However, if Errol Spence Jr. feels justified or pressured to show pictures of himself on Twitter and Instagram, then he's crossed the other side of the street. No pun intended. Here's the problem with posting his picture. If you feel the need to want to prove to everyone that you're hurt, and you post a picture with um, the patch on your eye, then post the x-ray or the medicals too. Because it's fair game to ask for that at this point. It is. Because it's like, because that's your game right now. That's your game. I'm trying to prove, like, hey, here's a picture. See? Here's Medical Institute. See? Here it is. Okay. Well, here's what you can do. This is what you can do, Errol Spence Jr. Okay? Because it's fair game to ask. But Errol, you don't even have to go that far. We don't need the medical records or the x-rays. You don't have to go that far. Just give me the names of the three doctors who diagnosed you. But guess what, Errol? You don't even have to go that far. Just give us the name of the doctor who did the procedure on your eye. Just the name. That's all we need. You don't have to put a picture of his face, where he worked. Just give us the doctor's name. Then the media can interview the doctor so he can educate us on things like the location of the tear and what the outlook is. How long will it take to heal so you can get back in there? Um, and then the doctor can also give his theory on how it happened. Now, now you can shut people's mouths up because you control the situation. But it won't happen, will it? And the skeptics abound because of that. Someone said the doctor speculated it wasn't from the automobile accident. Okay, maybe the Danny Garcia fight, maybe the sparring partner. The thing is, we can ask the doctor so many things. We can ask for the timetable it takes for him to heal and begin sparring again. But it's as easy as that. Just give up the doctor's name. Let's go back to timing before we close this out. Um, the timing of the leaked sparring video, suspect. I mean, have you ever seen leaked sparring from the Spence camp? I haven't. Haven't looked for it, but not to say that it's not out there, but I haven't. That timing is suspect. The timing of the injury seems a bit suspect, but not as much as the sparring footage unless you connect the two events, which many people subconsciously or consciously are doing. Listen, nobody deep in their heart, their real heart of hearts, believes Errol Spence Jr. is scared of Manny Pacquiao as much as they think Manny is scared of him. Like, nobody thinks either guy is scared of each other. They may say it online, but in their heart of hearts, they don't think the guy is scared of Pacquiao. However, maybe there was some concern from Team Spence in his camp. Okay, um, maybe he wasn't on weight, or maybe there was concern that he wasn't totally there as far as the outcomes in sparring. I feel bad for the fans in closing. Um, the sad reality is that the first group he should have addressed and apologized to was the fans who booked hotels and flights and are still coming. Some of them because they can't cancel their flights or hotels, they can't get a refund. Others are coming who mixed this vacation in as most parents do around August or so because um, kids go back to school in September. So this might have been their opportunity to do something big. And even though it's still big because there's a name synonymous with big in boxing, Pacquiao, it's not the fight they wanted to see. Yeah, yeah, you'll come back stronger than ever. Rah, rah. But an apology would have been nice instead of the Three Stooges, excuse me, Three Doctors tweet that Spence sent out. Um, just no apology. Just, hey, I've come back from worse. I'm gonna be back stronger than ever, and I'm still gonna fight the winner of this fight and all this other stuff. Man, listen, many fans who came to see you can't get their hotel and airfare refunded. A sad day in America.